I'm sorry I've not been in touch lately for a few weeks, but it's been kind of really odd at the moment. Like, what happened was, right, Friday night, not last Friday, the Friday before, me, my Auntie Lillian and my dad were all sitting around for dinner like normal, you know. My dad were having like his steak and that, and Auntie Lillian were having a healthy stuff, and I were having my crispy pancakes. And we were all sat there, and then we saw a face at the window, and my dad said, "Oh, Jesus." But I knew it wasn't Jesus, like, I mean, I know he's meant for be coming, like, back one day, you know, but I didn't think he'd really come back at tea time, would he, you know, because, like, he wants your full attention and that, doesn't he, you know, so, like, and he didn't have a beard anyway, so, I was like, "Oh, who's that?" And my dad says, "Don't answer the door," and I'm like, well, I wasn't going for answer the door, was it? Because he wasn't knocking. Anyway, the next thing he were knocking at the door, and he puts his head through the letterbox, right, and he says, Hiya, you're going to let me in. And I'm like, "Do we know him, Dad?" And anyway, he seemed to know me dad, and he says his name was Henry. And I'm like, "I don't know Henry, do you?" And Auntie Lillian said she didn't know Henry. Anyway, my dad let him in, like, and he come in the house and he was like looking all around everywhere, and he said like we had to keep the curtains closed because like he didn't like daylight, and that we weren't allowed to open any doors and windows because like the dust irritated his skin and that. And I thought, he's a bit of a weirdo, isn't he? Anyway, Auntie Lillian says she wanted nothing to do with it, and she went upstairs. And I was like trying to make conversation, you know, like I says, "Oh, hi Henry, you alright, you know, do you want a seat?" And my dad were like sending me out of the room, and I thought, this must be serious. So I overheard him say that my dad owed him a favour. And I was like, I don't think my dad owes anybody any favours, you know, because like my dad don't do favours and stuff. But anyway, turns out, right, this bloke had been in strange ways with my dad, right, you know, like the last time, and they shared a cell together. And like, we were in the house for 2 weeks while he were hiding, and I wasn't even allowed to go for school, and my dad went to phone the school up. Auntie Lillian had to phone them up and tell them I were ill. Like, we've been in the house 2 weeks, surviving on Pringles and Apple Tango. You know, I've bought all the tubs round for my mum because she's going for making them into money boxes, like, you know, for the blind kids and that. But I mean, 2 weeks and I couldn't go anywhere, you know, I mean, not that I go anywhere anyway, but you know, it's nice to know you can sometimes, isn't it? Anyway, the phone kept ringing and the door kept banging, and I didn't know who it was, like whether it were the police or what. And my dad was telling me don't tell anybody anything, and I was like, well, I don't know anything, do I? And Henry was saying, "You just be alright, Cassandra, if you don't tell anybody anything." And I'm like, okay, Henry, do you want a Pringle, you know? And then he were gone. Like, we woke up the next morning, Auntie Lillian were going to open the curtains because she'd had enough, like, you know, because she likes the sunlight, you know. And then Henry were gone, and we don't know where he's gone. He's taken some of my dad's money, and he took some cutlery from the drawers, right? And he's taken Auntie Lillian's sweatshirt from when she went, like, used to be Uncle Tony, you know. And like down the town there's pictures of him on like big posters and that, and it says like wanted any information, and there's a reward, right? And I'm thinking like Christmas is coming up, you know, and it's 500 quid, and I thought, oh, that'd get Auntie Lillian something nice, wouldn't it, you know, because she's always nice to me and that. But my dad says I'm not to tell anybody anything. I don't suppose he'll mind me telling you, will he? Because I mean, I've got to tell you everything, ain't I, you know? Otherwise Mrs Simpson will worry about me, won't she? So, well, that's it, really. So, I hope Henry don't come back. Anyway, I've come round my mum's to check on her and see if she's alright, because, like, she's been worried for 2 weeks, you know. She says she thought I'd got hit by a car or something, but I said no, I hadn't. So, that's about it, really. Oh, well. Bye.